Here it's already called investigative judgment, but we're not quite there to see that from the Bible. But the first question really in our logical thought now needs to be, as he asked already, what sanctuary shall be cleansed?
Mm.
What sanctuary really meant? Because there could be different options. You can maybe think it's maybe an earthly sanctuary, or there might be multiple earthly sanctuaries, or maybe something else. But actually, let's take a look here at this verse in Matthew chapter 27, verses 50 and 51. Because this talks about when Jesus was crucified. And it reads, "And Jesus cried out again with a loud voice and yielded up his spirit." This was the moment Jesus died. Then behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth quaked and the rocks were split. So that's actually quite amazing. If you would have been in Jerusalem about 2,000 years back in the past, at the time Jesus died, at the very moment he cried out and breathed his last breath. At that moment in the temple, on the temple mountain, there was a veil separating the holy from the most holy place. And this veil was rent from top to bottom. And it's quite interesting, that was from the top. It was almost like God rending this veil supernaturally.
Mm.
But what did that show? God wanted to show with that this temple service, which he actually commanded to the Jews, when now Jesus died, was not longer needed, because Jesus was the fulfillment of everything what was taking place in the temple. And when now the reality was there in Jesus, you don't not longer need an illustration. You could just have the reality. So to show that to the people, God rent this veil and showing that the symbols had no meaning and no need anymore. So from this, we can actually see that for sure it can't be the earthly sanctuary, because this was in Jerusalem. This was the same where the veil was rent. And with the death of Jesus, it lost its significance.
Mm.
Further, you can say that in the year 1844, there was also no real earthly temple existing. So that's again already shows what it's not. It's not an earthly sanctuary. So what is it? And let's read together Luke chapter 24, verses 50 and 51.
And he led them out as far as to Bethany, and he lifted up his hands and blessed them. And it came to pass, while he blessed them, he was parted from them and carried up into heaven.
Interesting. Like he has been in heaven for 2,000 years now. But what has he been doing in heaven?
Mm.
Because the Bible says he was taken up there. And actually, that's the key to our question.